Hi, everybody. The gospel reading for the first Sunday of Lent was Jesus being tested in the desert. In that story, Jesus gets tested by the devil. And here we're talking about the Jewish understanding of the devil as sort of just one of God's council members, not sort of the later historical development of the devil as sort of like in The Exorcist, the antithesis of good. The one who tests is simply there to ensure that who you claim to be is who you are. One of my biggest flaws, I think, is how impatient I can be. I'm really terrible at that. I want to be a more patient person, but how can I practice at being patient if my patience is never tested? So I think being tested is a good thing. And it sort of reminds me of the HBO TV series, The White Lotus. In every season so far, there's a character in that show who likes to think of themselves as a good person. I'm thinking the most obvious of this was Rachel in season 1.
Don't be. I mean, I'm not telling you to be anything.
But that's just how it is.
Okay, so are you blaming me because you're not more successful?
No, I'm not blaming you for anything. You've done nothing wrong.
What a relief. Like, after I've wined you and dined you and asked you to marry me and then made you the center of my life, it's just nice to know you're not pissed.
Shane, this is about me. I'm not okay with being a trophy wife.
The audience is often led to believe that one of these people in the show is the good one amongst all the terrible, wealthy people at the White Lotus. But there's always a point in the show where the character is faced with a big decision, and it turns out they weren't so good afterward. The brilliance of a show like The White Lotus is that so many of these characters are awful, and so many of them are incredibly complicated people. And I think it challenges us to question how people see themselves as opposed to how they act. So many of the characters see themselves as nice or caring, and yet when given the opportunity to do so, or when they're called on to do so, they fail the test miserably. Like the gospel story, they're tested. They're being asked, are you who you claim to be? In their case, the answer is usually no. Have you all seen The White Lotus? Check it out.